Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Racers Driving League for Season 12, round number 15. It's the Japanese Grand Prix, the infamous Suzuka circuit, where many title fights in Formula 1 have gone down to the wire over the last couple of years, and hopefully they'll treat us to an incredibly exciting race tonight here in the tricky purpose-built circuit at Suzuka. We're just getting away here for the start of qualifying, and of course, one driver as of right now continues to run away with things in the championship. It is, of course, Salve Landlord, who after that second place finish last time out in Singapore now leads the championship by a dominant 40 points. There's almost 2 race victories in front. It's going to take something big here for the rest of the pack, namely BJ and Salve Blaze, to try and stop him now. Blaze is 50 points out from the lead and BJ is 40 points behind. And there's your driver who's in control of the championship coming into tonight's race after that incredible run in Singapore, which saw him finish in second just behind C110P fan, who took his first Racers Driving League victory last time out. Well, it should be a very exciting Grand Prix regardless. I'm very much looking forward to it. There's Lucky Lambert there in the Haas making his way around. He's the first car to be setting a time. First car out on the racetrack in that Haas. Of course, he's fell off in recent races, and now his point total stands at 123 points, fourth in the championship. When he looked like a title contender early on in the season, but things have fallen away from him as Lando has quickly assumed control of the championship and held on to it for a decent amount of time. Lucky Lambert trying to take maybe a race victory or two. He hasn't taken victory, I don't believe, since Imola, which I believe was only the second round of the season. So it's been a long time since he's had that winning feeling. I'm sure he'd like to have it once again at some point over the course of the rest of the season. So as he makes his way around here, we're going to take you on a lap of the Suzuka circuit. So he makes his way through the last corner now and down towards the line to start the lap. So we go then down the main straight towards that first corner into turn 1, which is sort of a connection between turn 1 and turn 2. 2 immediate right-handers. Got to re-brake for those. Into the S-curves now, through turn 3, into 4, keep on the curves, don't want to get too far onto them. Oh, there's a good chance that you will spin out through turn 5 now, and now up the hill through turn 6 to come towards the end of the first sector. That first split is making its way forward now, out of turn 7, out of Dunlop curve, into Degner curve, and then now to sector 2. So a decent split the first time round. Of course, just a banker lap to start things off, underneath the bridge there, and up towards turn number 10 and 11. Turn 10, a slight little kink for right-hander, and turn 11, that 180 degree turn into that hairpin there. And now around he goes now through turn 12 and now towards turn 13. Spoon curve here. Don't want to make contact with anyone go through there. Turn 14, the curves are deadly on this game, so you've got to be very careful with those. And here he comes now, making his way down towards turn number 15. He's hitting that second sector split as he flies towards the deadly, infamous 130R. 1 minute 12.5 is second sector split. Making his way now towards the Casio Triangle and into the last turn now and back towards the line. And that first lap's going to be 1 minute 29.1. But yellow flags all over the shop here. One of the Mercedes cars has spun out. Now, can anyone beat Lucky Lambert's time? Landlord was the next car through, if I'm not mistaken. He's making his way into the Casio Triangle now. Oh, sorry, PJ Cannon goes second there. 1 minute 30.4 on those medium tyres. So, well, 1.3 seconds off as Landlord. His best time, 1 minute 45.1. So, terrible lap there from the championship leader. The Aston Martin Zach Shetland goes second there. 8 tenths off of Lucky Lambert. 1 minute 29.9 on the mediums. And there goes Ericsson up into second place. Immediately besting that time, 1 minute 29.3, so only 2 tenths off. Fergus going even better than that. Another 10th down, 1 minute 29.2. Next car to come towards the line. Not quite sure who it will be here. We'll have to keep an eye out. Next will be the Mercedes of Curtis, who's definitely backed off on this lap. I think he may be the Mercedes that spun earlier on, heading towards the hairpin. Next car behind him is JB on the medium tyres. We'll have to see what his lap looks like here as he makes his way into the Casio Triangle through 16 and through 17 and now into the 18th and final turn. Curtis crossed the line, 1 minute 51.1. And there goes JB to the line. He goes 5th fastest, 1 minute 30.0. So not as high up, not as Not as good as his Haas teammate. He'll be looking to improve over the later stage of the lap. Sorry, on his next lap, I mean. Huggy Bear now coming through in the McLaren to start his first flying run. BJ went 7th faster, just in front of Landlord, 1 minute 42.7, so he didn't have the best of first laps either, as he makes his way through the S-curves here. And Alex goes fast in the Mercedes there, because Alex, former Aston Martin driver, now driving for Mercedes here as a reserve, I believe, goes up front. Does go fast, it's 1 minute 28.817, first 1 minute 28 of the night. And Dan's already retired from the session here, so his teammate, the teammate of Landlord, having already run into struggles over the course of this qualifying session. So we start from the back, short of a disqualification. So the top 10 have all set times here. We are still waiting for, or now maybe that top 11 now. I believe fans went over the line. It's set at 1 minute 30.8. It's not the best of laps. I reckon he can definitely improve on that. He'll be feeling the benefits of coming into a race as the previous winner after having won in Singapore last week. PJ Cardinal making his way through sector number 2. Going towards the head of those medium tyres there. What can he do on those? There's Curtis over the line then. 1 minute 30.1. Oh, there goes BJ up into second place behind them. 1 minute 28.8. So those two championship leaders are right on it in today's race. At least in the qualifying session. And right now they're parking themselves on the front row for the Grand Prix itself. Right then, so he'll be next through to go for Alex into the pits here. One of the Aston Martins just behind him, and I believe that is Sniper Hunter, who is reserved tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Comes over the line, 11th fastest then in the Aston Martin machine. Who will be next through to cross the line? C110P fan. Huggy Bear retiring here at turn number 3, or in turn 4. So unfortunately for him there. So he'll be out of qualifying. His best lap 1 minute 29.995 as Fan comes into the pit lane now. And that'll be his first run over. Right, and so decent starts qualifying. Here comes the Red Bull of Websy making his way through on his outlap. Ericsson coming back out into the racetrack. Sniper Hunter over there on the grass. Letting some of the guys behind him through. So good on him there. Good sportsmanship early on. BJ now most likely pitting this time as he makes his way through 130R and into the Casio Triangle, turns 16, 17 and 18. The top 3 that stands there, Landlord and BJ on the front row and Alex in 3rd. Lucky Lambert's time being quickly beaten, and now he's down to 4th place on the outside of the second row. Ferguson works down to 5th place. Ericsson in 6th, Curtis 7th, Zach Show in 8th, Huggy Bear now 9th and JB in 10th. PJ Carrot in 11th place, Sniper Hunter in 12th, Fan 13th, of course the drivers who are yet to set times. Websy in 14th, he just started his first run. Courtney Goblin 15th, Survey Blaze in 16th, Alvar 17th on his outlap here, Luigi Sven 18th, Touchy Pope 19th, and Dan in 20th. I'm feeling like the one driver we may not see coming out on the racetrack is Courtney Goblin, who hasn't actually set a qualifying time for the last couple of weeks or so, which is quite peculiar. I'm not sure if that's always the plan, but here comes one of the Williams cars back out onto the racetrack. Who will that be? I believe that might just be BJ here. Well, no, I believe I'm wrong. It is C110P fan going back out onto the racetrack, trying to improve on that 13th place he's currently sitting in. In terms of gaps to the leader, he's 2 seconds down on that best effort with 8.5 minutes to go in the session. Websy coming through sector 2 here. This sector 1 split was a 32. Was that 32? I believe I saw. There he comes now towards that second sector split, 1 minute 12.6. So a decent lap so far. Let's see what he can do in sector 3 here as he makes his way towards turn 16. Got a little bit there as he enters 17 now. And off the final corner he comes in towards the line. What can he do? Can he put that Rebel inside the top 10? Yes, he can. He goes P7. 1 minute 29.4. So about 6/10 behind Landlord's effort, but still very good. As Salve Blaze now retiring from the session. That'll put him down at the back with Huggy Bear and Dan. Not entirely sure what happened to the Alfa Romeo. Did he retire in the pits? I'm thinking he is. Alvar hasn't validated his lap there in the Ferrari. Luigi Sven currently on his outlap. Touch Pope still in the pit lane. Lalo now back out on the racetrack. Improving by, was that 16 seconds I just saw? Sorry, that must have been his previous effort compared to his first lap. Up the hill he comes now. Oh, a little bit scrolly there through turn number 7. Oh, he's 12 hundredths up on his previous effort. Making his way towards the hairpin now. Brilliant control there. You got to be careful not to come on the curbs too much, because those are killer. Yellow flags here in sectors 2 and 3. Here he comes. We'll be hoping to improve on his effort as Lucky Lambert goes second fastest behind them. BJ now outside of the front row. Lucky Lambert still very much in it. Then now passing Websy as he heads down towards the second sector split and 130R. He's 2/10 up now. He's nearing a quarter of a second faster. BJ just started his next run. Alex now goes fastest. 1 minute 28.6, and all of a sudden Landlord 2/10 down, and we'll need those 2/10 in order to potentially to retake pole position. Can he reclaim it? Across the line, it's going to be tight, and he does. Just about by a very tight margin, 21 thousandths of a second. So very tight indeed there between the front row drivers and the front row. Oh, and BJ's got off the track and lost his front wing. He spun out there. I believe that was in turn number 6. The S-turns not being kind to BJ there as he finds himself with no front wing and with just under 6 minutes to go. He's got a decent amount of time to get back to the pits. Websy's retired from the session now as well, and I believe he's been caught out at turn 6 too. So BJ, I believe he's definitely must be thinking that he's been better off now compared to the Red Bull driver, whose 1 minute 29.4 will be his best effort, and he won't be able to improve for the rest of the session. So very unfortunate then for Websy, who may still finish in a decent position at the end of the day. Lucky Lambert now through sector 2, backed off there as Alvar goes 5th fastest in the Ferrari, 1 minute 29.1. And BJ having seriously backed off. With no front wings, he makes his way through sector 2 now. And back up towards the influence left-hander, which you have to lift for. There's no way he can make it all the way. Landlocking it behind him there, breezing past. Will most likely enter the pits this time. Here's C110P fan currently running 10th in the order. Yellow flag, sector 2, and that is that's the car behind him. That is Ericsson slowing up. Ericsson running in 7th place for Alpine as it stands. Currently exceeding his teammate Touch Pope, who's just coming through sector number 1 now for his first attempt. It's a 32.2 for the reigning series champion. Of course, definitely hasn't had the title defense that he may have wanted. Currently we're in 6th place in the championship, so all is not lost. He has been bettered by other drivers over the course of the season here. It was Dan with his multiple podium finishes, now working his way up into 5th place in the Drivers' Championship, just to show you how close the rest of the pack is outside of that top 4. Yellow flag at 130R, not quite sure what that's about. I believe that's just that with it was the Alpine letting the Ferrari through. And so here comes Pope now making his way towards the split. It's 1 minute 11.9, and that is quite good. Could we see him potentially take pole position as he makes his way into the Casio Triangle once more? Down towards the line, I think he could do it. Will he take pole position? Oh no, he just misses out. 1 minute 28.7 on medium tyres though, so he's in a very good position now for the race. Should he manage to hold on to that spot? Although I see no reason to why the drivers around him can't improve. PJ Cal turn 16. And now towards the line. They're coming into the pits. One of the Aston Martins coming towards the line there. And that was Sniper Hunter, who currently sits in 16th place. Luigi Sven now towards the line. Goes 14th fastest. So not too bad, but not matching the feats of his teammate. He's 8 positions down on Alvar. Of course, 3 drivers who are unable to set times. BJ's getting right back up the track as soon as he can. It's Pope there in 3rd place. I don't think he'll be trying to go for another lap on those mediums. I mean, he could potentially. I'm not quite sure what things are looking like for him in terms of time. I'm not sure if he's backed off or what. I don't think he has. I think he's still going for it. Maybe back up about a few seconds because it's definitely not going to be an improvement for him here. Just over 2 minutes to go in the session. Alex now over the line to start his, what I'm assuming is going to be his final run. Now making his way out the pits here. He's got 2 minutes to get round. So I see no reason as to why he shouldn't make it round for his attempts. Oh, and there goes Alex off the track. Alex going out of control and can count himself lucky he's got enough time to go around for one more lap. And Pope's retired. Pope retires then in the pit lane, I believe. So I'm assuming he thinks that 1 minute 28 is enough. A lot of drivers on that laps now. Curtis here going through sector 2 now. Both Mercedes cars got to make a back round in order to actually stand a chance of setting another lap. Other than the large train of cars like Curtis have got a decent advantage, he might be able to make it back around. However, Alex is not in the best position here. Oh, when he's gone wide off the track again. Does he have end plate damage? Doesn't look like it. I think he may have just gone wide. So unfortunate mistake there for the Mercedes driver who currently sits on the front row. As BJ now retires from the session. Where was that? And JB's also out as well. A lot of drivers retiring in the late stage. I believe that the S-turns may have just caught JB out. Alex then, will he make it round for another effort in time? Yep, he should. 40 seconds to go. We'll be able to see a lot of drivers going for them last laps. Lando will be leading them round if I'm not mistaken. There goes Ericsson over the line just in front of him though, so he'll be leading them round. Lando then, the pole setter looking to try and improve and potentially put that first position just out of reach for the rest of the pack. Alex is coming through here. He's got one shot of this lap. Oh, and he's getting there, and that shot is just gone. He's spun out the last turn, lost his front wing. Luigi Sven also out. A lot of drivers retiring. There goes Landlord spinning off the track, and his chances are now shot as well. Lucky Lambert, this is his big chance here to try and take pole position. The checkered flag has fallen. Landlord then spinning out, and that'll be the end of his lap. Alex, unfortunately, didn't make a set of the go. It's all down to Lucky Lambert. What sort of time can he set? He's just under a quarter of a second up through sector 1. He can gain another 10th or 2. That might just put him on pole. Almost half the pack here have all retired from the session either through crashes or through their own volition. Here comes Lucky Lambert though. What will he make of that second sector split? As Lando retires, he's got what he needs, so he just needs to hope that Lucky Lambert doesn't improve enough to beat his time. But he was a quarter of a second up in that first sector, so have to be very careful here in terms of what he can do. Here comes the Haas driver. The split is a 1 minute 11.8, and that's very good. That's 3/10 up, and that might just put him on pole should he finish it off here. Final corners into the Casio triangle for the last time, skidding a little bit there. He may have lost that a bit, maybe a 10th or so towards the line. Is it going to be enough? It is enough by 2/10. He gained almost another quarter of a second in that last sector, and Lucky Lambert then puts the car on pole. Unless Alvar can do anything about it. I don't think he can, but he might be able to improve on his own time in that last sector. No, he's backing off. Right then. So it's Lucky Lambert on pole position for the Japanese Grand Prix. And that was an incredible last lap there. He had one opportunity and he managed to take it. So good on him for doing so. Brilliant pole lap there, and well deserving that spot on the front row. So Lucky Lambert and Salve Lando will start in the front row. Alex and Pope behind them. C1, and it's the two Williams cars of C110P fan and BJ in 5th and 6th on row 3. So running through that top 10 then before we go. So it is Lucky Lambert on pole position, followed closely by Salve Landlord in 2nd place, Alex 3rd, Pope in 4th, Fan 5th, BJ 6th, Fergus 7th, PJ 8th, Alvar 9th, and Ericsson in 10th. So that is qualifying, and we shall join you back here in a few minutes for the start of the race. It's just going to be a very exciting one, so make sure to stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Racers Driving League Season 12, round number 15, the Japanese Grand Prix. As we're moments away now from getting on the way for the formation lap. It's a very exciting qualifying session. I'll take you to the starting grid in a moment, and hopefully the race will be just as exciting. So here we go then, the starting grid for the race itself. Going to jump right into it then. It's Lucky Lambert on pole position, having taken the top spot in the final few. Once the checkered flag had fallen, Salve Lando starts in second place alongside him. The championship leader leading by 40 points going into tonight's race. Alex starts in third place for Mercedes, replacing Ethan tonight. And it's Touch with Hopes, the reigning champion, starting from fourth place on the grid. It's the two Williams cars of C110P Fan. Oh, spins out there on the formation lap. Classic banter from Fan there. And BJ starts back in sixth place. Fergus starts in seventh for Alfa Romeo, continuing his decent run of form in qualifying. And PJ Callis starts from 8th for McLaren. Alvar gets his Ferrari inside the top 10. He starts from 9th place. And Ericsson starting 10th in the other Alpine. Curtis starting 11th. He's also spun out on the formation lap. Websy in 12th then for Red Bull. Then it's Zach Sherman 13th place in the Aston Martin. Luigi Sven on the outside of the 7th row in the other Ferrari. He starts from 14th. Huggy Bear starts in 15th. He was unable to set time. Sorry, he did set time qualifying, but he retired from the session midway through. And JB Racer starts in 16th place. Sniper Hunter starts in 17th. And then Courtney Goblin 18th. Sally Blaze, who needs to get good results on that in order to... He needs to wrestle his way through the field in order to really keep the championship alive. And it starts in 19th though. And Dan starts in last place, having retired very early on in the session. Should be hoping for a bit more luck in the race today. So I say it should be a very exciting race. Of course, Suzuka, infamous for many exciting races in the past. We'll be hoping that it serves us another exciting one here today, as Lucky Lambert and Salve Lando, the two starters in the front row, make their way towards the start line here. In terms of the calendar, including this race, we have 8 rounds to go in this championship. It's been recently extended to 22, just to make up time before the new game comes out. Landon in there in second place. Alex starting in third. Fan making his way through the order now. And Dan taking the final starting slot on the grid as Fan also lines up in his position. Here he comes in onto his slot. And everyone's ready to go now. So here we go then now to 5 red lights for the Japanese Grand Prix. The lights are out and we are underway, and it's a decent getaway from Lucky Lambert there. Better than Landlord down towards that first corner, but the AlphaTauri is still there. Could he try and take the lead? Oh, Lucky Lambert goes way wide. There's contact into turn 1. Pope gets hit. Landlord into the lead there. Alex now in second. There comes BJ looking for 4th place. He takes away from Lucky Lambert. Goes a bit wide in the process. These two going side by side to the opening couple of sectors here. And Lucky Lambert is already out of the race. What's going on here? There's absolute chaos. The Sniper Hunter goes around as well. Dan off the track. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. We're thinking the lobby might potentially be glitched. Not quite sure what's going on. Hopefully things will get fixed here. I'm not sure if a lobby restart will be required. But as of right now, Landlord shows the way. And that was very confusing. Definitely an absolute mess. And a restart should be required. In all fairness. Landlord then leads the way, and I'm thinking we will be getting a lobby restart here. So session, we red flagged for the time being. So with that, then we shall return shortly for the Grand Prix once again. So very unfortunately, we're to lobby restart, but we'll be back shortly. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and it's time to get back to racing, and hopefully this time things will all go okay. Of course, we had a red flag for a lobby restart, which is now finally finished, and we are now back moments away from getting back underway for the Grand Prix itself. It should be a very exciting one here in Japan. And it does mean that, of course, Lucky Lambert, who had a poor start on the first run, gets a second attempt at potentially taking away the race lead into that first corner, or at least holding on to the race lead in that first corner. So it's going to be crucial for him that he gets off the line well this time. So here we go then. Get him ready. So they go on the formation lap. There is your starting lineup on the side. Of course, have a look at the tyres everyone's starting on here. So Lucky Lambert starting on the soft tyres. Alex, C110P for both Williams cars. Fergus, PJ Khaled. And you look at Ericsson, does Huggy Bear, and Connie Goblin, who didn't set a time. He's got a fully fresh set of tyres for the Grand Prix itself. He's got every single tyre fresh. He's got unlimited strategy choices here, in fairness. Lion Lord, Pope, Alvar, Curtis, and Websy, as well as reserve Sniper Hunter, Subway Blaze, and Dan are on mediums. There's your pit stop strategy. We're looking at a pit window between lap 9 and 17 for hard tyres. Those take it to the end of the race. It's looking at a one stop for today's race, because we could see safety cars, things like that. So yeah, it's all very unpredictable here. In terms of the Drivers' Championship going into today's race, it's still Lando in the lead now by 40 points over BJ in second place. Of course, it was a poor race from Salve Blaze last time out. He's currently 50 points behind, and he starts 19th for today, so he's already at a huge disadvantage. You have to be a big one for him today in order to retake the race victory and try and close that gap in the championship. We've still got 8 rounds to go, so still a long way to go here before we get to the business end of the season. We are getting towards that final stage now. We're nearing pretty much 2/3 of the way through the season. Heading into that last stage very shortly, in a couple of races time. But as for now then, here come the leaders making their way through the Casio turn, the Casio triangle to be precise, and making their way through turn 18 to get back to the line here to start the Grand Prix. And you have to ask, what will happen here at turn 1? Will everyone keep things clean? That is the only question that is yet to be answered, as Lucky Lambert now comes towards his grid stall to start the Grand Prix. Alright, and now here comes Dan, the last driver on the grid in the other AlphaTauri, with his teammate up front. Sniper Hunter moves into his grid spot in P17, and Dan now getting into his place as well. So here we go then, out to 5 red lights for our second attempt at the Japanese Grand Prix start. 5 red lights are on and they are out and we're underway. It's again a decent getaway from Lando, but an even better start from Alex through the middle, who takes the lead into turn 1. Lando pulling over to the side there to allow people through. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Oh, there's a bit of contact in front there. Alvar also letting them through as well. Just for context there, but Alex now moves into the lead. With both Lando and Alvar giving orders to pull off at turn 1, let the field through. So those two now starting at the back here. Start from him there. Up front though, it's Alex who shows the way. What a start from him as well. He made his way through the middle and took the lead away. I'm not quite sure what happened in terms of... I'm not quite sure what the order was in terms of between Lando and Alvar there. They managed to go back forward again. JB and Curtis lost his front wing, so I'm assuming those two have collided. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to update you guys on that one. But still Alex in the lead there by about 7/10 now. It's Pope in second place and Lucky Lambert down to 3rd. Fan in 4th, and BJ has dropped back big time here. I think he may have had trouble early on, because he's back there in 14th place. The position change has been incredible here in the opening stages. Landlords, of course, dropped 15 places, having to drop off at turn 1. And the driver who's gained the most is Salve Blaze, running in 11th place for Alfa Romeo, though. He could still change that as they come towards 130R. I doubt he'll go for a move here, as Alex comes through towards turn number 16 now to complete the first lap of this race. Oh, Blaze is going for it. Oh, and they've been contact around goes Zach Sherman in the Aston Martin. And Blaze has lost an end plate. He's had to come into the pits here very early on. Very nearly misses the pit entrance. That could have been catastrophic for his Grand Prix. Zach Sherman, he may also have damage. He's coming into the pits here. And JB Racer joined them as well. And Curtis will definitely be coming into the pits here. So 4 drivers who need to pit on this opening lap. Not the best of starts for them at all. Alex then leading the way with Pope in 2nd place and Lucky Lambert now in 3rd. So then, Landlord now not in too bad a position considering what has happened to him on the start. He's currently challenging Luigi Sven for 14th place, and just in front of him, BJ trying to close in on the drivers in front. To be precise, Sniper Hunter in the Aston Martin, and Courtney Goblin the Red Bull, who's gained 8 places here on his opening lap. He's done incredibly well. Sally Blaze, of course, had to pit, so things were going well for him. And now he's left there for a lot more work to do. He's got 25 seconds to close down on the rest of the field. Luigi Sven got battling Landlord, I believe, as they make their way towards Spoon Curve, turn number 13. Landlord now on the inside, looking to make that move stick. Into the left hander they go, side by side. Landlord then up into 14th place and now starts chasing his teammate Dan, while BJ just in front of him is chasing Sniper Hunter. Therefore 11th place. He's going to go around the outside with that ERS. And the Aston Martin has no reply. There goes BJ into 130R. He'll take over 11th place. Will Sniper Hunter come back at him though? I don't think he will. Alex then setting the fastest lap of the race once again, 1 minute 31.9. DRS now enabled. It won't come into play though until we reach Sector 2. Heading down that straight down to turn 15. Alvar now passing Luigi Sven, going wide in the process, but just by managing to hold on. If he gone any wider, I do fear Luigi Sven may have tried to move to the inside. Sammy Blaze has serious work to do then, as well as JB, Zach Sherman and Curtis, in order to try and close that gap again. Pope here, staying within DRS range. Alex has used a lot of his ERS here on this start, and that's what's caused him to get away so much. Pope still has almost all of his battery left. And Lucky Lambert uses some of his in order to close back up. It looks like the majority of drivers will have DRS down when they actually get to out of turn 14. Fan might just lose out here. He's going to have to use some of his battery in order to get himself back within that 1 second range to have a real go at Lucky Lambert there for 3rd place. Of course, Fan on good form with having won last week in Singapore. We're looking to try and go 2 on the trot if he can. Through the detection zone, I don't think he was close enough. Excuse me, I'm getting my facts all messed up here. There's no DRS zone down this straight. It's only on the main straight there. I believe there used to be a DRS zone, but not anymore. So apologies, I'm really getting my facts confused. But there will be DRS now, as Pope now just within 3/10 of Alex to come off the last corner and back down towards turn 1. Pope sets the fastest lap. He's not going to use his battery if he's not getting enough of a run with that. Even with the DRS, he could look to the outside. Landlord now passing. Landlord now passing Sniper Hunter. Here comes Alvar looking to the outside of the AlphaTauri, down in towards turn 1. This could be dicey. Into that first corner they go, side by side, and around goes Landlord. The championship leader spinning off then, and that puts him down to 16th place. Car in the gravel. And all of a sudden, things are looking good for BJ, who now needs to get himself further in the order. He's got himself inside the points playing places now, putting himself in 10th place, and now he's got work to do in order to close in on Courtney Goblin and the Red Bull. The Red Bull's really had a good amount of luck on the start. They've managed to avoid the chaos, and they've done extremely well there to work themselves up into points playing positions each. Heading toward the hairpin, BJ might go for it here. He's using his battery. He's going to duck inside, not going to go for it. Courtney Goblin defends inside. Brilliant defensive driving from him there. And BJ's going to hold off that attack for another day. Will he go for it into Spoon though? That's the important question. He's not using his battery, so I doubt he'll go for it here. Meanwhile, up front, it's still about half a second between Pope and Alex here. And I don't count Lucky Lambert just yet. Don't look now, but he's still right there behind him. Half a second separating him from Pope. 30% of Wilder's own in 4th place. He's going to be keeping it up because fans can come behind him here. Into the Casio triangle. Out of turn 17 and through 18 now, and back towards the line. Pope using his DRS. He's going to be using his DRS now. He should take the lead down this main straight in towards turn number 1. He looks to the outside there. Side by side into that first corner, and there goes Pope up into the race lead. The reigning champion, Touchy Pope, now back up front. Lucky Lambert in 3rd place there. Landlord has dropped back to a decent extent now. still down there in P16, and Blaze is closing on him. I'm hoping not to make another mistake like that. To go through turn 1, get to the curbs bit there. I get a feeling he might be a bit more wary of it over the course of the race. Yellow flag, sector 1, and Blaze sits the fastest lap of the race. Oh, but that's one of the Ferraris who's gone around. That's Luigi Sven. On the gravel there, gets himself back in the hunt. Unfortunate for him there on those hard tyres. Pope now already getting away from Alex at natural pace. Alex has no response for this battery and will be left to fend off Lucky Lambert for second place. And Fergus now was 2 seconds behind Lucky Lambert and being faced with the challenge of keeping C110P fan behind him. Yellow flag again, sector 1. That's one of the Haas cars and that's JB who's spun off. Oh, and there goes Curtis around behind him. So those two definitely not having the start of the race they would have wanted. This was Southway landed up into P15. See how much more wary he's being of the curbs there. At least the curbs on the inside of each corner. He makes his way towards 130R once again. Lucky Lambert doesn't have much. Does a decent amount of his battery left, but he's not using it right now. Look how much Alex has there. He's wasted a decent amount of his after the first 5 laps. In terms of fights, here comes BJ looking to the inside of Websy through turn 1. No contact between them. That puts BJ up into 9th place. So that's 2 points of that 40-point lead is now eating into the gap, now 38. As Fan now finds way past Fergus, who's made a mistake at some kind because he's really dropped back already. And now Ericsson's closing on him as well. Fan then there in fourth place. Lucky Lambert in third. He's half second behind Alex here. He's using some of that battery in order to try and close in. As of right now, Stockroad is not really going its way. Alex is serious job out in the gap, almost 2 seconds now between him and Pope. Lucky Lambert's closing in now as they make their way down now towards turn number 16. That right left complex as they make their way off the last corner now. And Lucky Lambert's turned on that ERS. Down the main straight, he should be able to take Alex. Is somebody's going to go to the inside as Alex moves over to the left in towards that first corner. Lucky Lambert's clear before they even reach turn 1. Mark the Haas driver, the Polisters are back up in second place there. He'll be starting now to chase trying to take Pope at the top spot. Meanwhile, Landlord back there in P15. And BJ now chasing the other Red Bull Websy. Currently stuck in a Red Bull sandwich. So Alex now down to third place. No reply, not much battery in his charge at this point. As Curtis gets hit with the first penalty of the night, 3 seconds for multiple warnings. He's currently chasing JB as it stands. Zach Sherman back there in 18th. Subway Blaze 17th. There's Landlord in 15th position. As I say, BJ there in 9th. Thought I saw Luhibe lose control for a moment there, but it looks like he's okay. PJ Callan here, right on the back bumper of Ericsson as they make their way down towards Spoon. Into the left hand of the go. Oh, PJ having to lift a bit more than he would have liked, but I think he may have gained a decent amount of time there. He's within half second of the Alpine in front, but only for a moment. Here goes the Ericsson, pulling away once more. If PJ can close in without using his battery, he could really have a good shot at the Alpine down the main straight with the help of that DRS. Out of the last corner then and back towards the line for the Alpine and the McLaren. PJ not using his battery, so not being able to go for a move just yet. But closing in nonetheless on the Alpine of Ericsson in front of him. Getting on the curbs there. He's getting a decent amount of time. Landlord now passing Sniper Hunter down towards turn 1. Already get away from the Aston Martin as well. Pope up front, meanwhile, has built a 2.3 second advantage over Lucky Lambert in second place. It's BJ now gets hit with the penalty. It while chasing Websy. That's 3 seconds now to his name. Yellow flag, sector 1. Who's that? That's one of the Ferraris. It's Luigi Sven who's gone off again in that first sector in the S-curves. Once again, catching another driver out. And for the second time in this Grand Prix. Let's put Sully Blaze now up into 16th place. 12 seconds behind Sniper Hunter. He's got work to do here. Alvar around the back of Huggy Bear. Well, Huggy Bear's teammate PJ are still all over the back of Ericsson. They're making their way towards 130 yards to speak. BJ now still chasing Websy, but only just within DRS range. As PJ right behind Ericsson there, but getting a penalty there. 3 seconds, multiple warnings. He's using his battery now, so he needs to try and go for P6 down towards that first corner. Ericsson stays on his line into the first corner. They go. PJ already clear of the Alpine before they reach that first corner, marking him out to 6th place. And BJ now just over half a second behind Websy as it stands. So closing in, they'll be soon joining that little battle that's just come to an end in front of them between the Alpine and the McLaren. Oh, and there goes PJ spinning off the track. And one of the curves has caught him out there in the S-turns, and that puts PJ Khaled now back outside the points. And with a bit of work to do if he wants to get back inside them, as Huggy Bear and both Out and Alvar through into P11 and 12 respectively. That puts BJ now up into 8th place. He's now chasing Websy for 7th. As Websy gets hit with the penalty as well. BJ with a bit of a different exit there to Websy. Okay, passing Curtis here. Who all these two guys side by side through turn number 2. One of them's got to lift here. One of them's got to give, and it's JB who gives. Back down to last place. Meanwhile, behind Pope here, Alex is close right back in on Lucky Lambert. He might just go for a move here. Could go for it down the main straight. Out of the last corner and back towards the line. Lucky Lambert though, calling it quits and entering the. Now, will anyone join him in the pits? We are getting towards that pit window mentioned earlier on between lap 9 and 17. A set of hard tyres taking the end. As of right now, I haven't seen any safety cars so far. Lucky Lambert now pits onto a set of medium tyres. He's already away out of that Haas pit box and back out towards the pit exit. Oh, and there goes BJ skidding a little bit. And that could have been a lot worse if he wasn't careful. He's lost both places to both Red Bulls here. He's going to back out of that with Courtney Goblin. There's no way that either one of those two have been out there in one piece. They've gone side by side. Very unfortunate for BJ. He's now a bit more work to do. He's skid those tyres a bit, so not very good. PJ Khaled into the pit lane, as we said. Oh, sorry, no, he said Lucky Lambert into the pits. PJ Khaled is pitting for a set of hard tyres, which should definitely take him to the end of the race without a doubt. He's in a decent position if should we get a safety car here. Unless we get one in the next couple of laps or so. Landlord now passing Alvar. There goes Huggy Bear looking inside of Landlord. The Championship League going head-to-head with the McLaren as Blaze gets hit with a time penalty. I think Landlord's got him there. We used the battery on the exit. So Huggy Bear then now back down into 11th place and just outside of the points-paying positions. Landlord just in front of him there. And he's pulling away pretty quickly with the use of that ERS. Alvar now dropping back too. Not sure if he's got damage or what. Ah, see now. I believe he's got end plate damage. Yes, he does. As he moves over to let Sniper Hunter through. So Alvar needs to come in for that. I believe that'll be his first stop of the race. Yes, it is. Into the pit lane. BJ's also pitted here. He's pitted for medium tyres. He's away. Out of the pits he comes now in 13th place. So Websy and Courtney Goblin then in a decent position. There, with BJ almost spinning out. Those two both reclaimed the places they'd lost to the Williams driver. And now running P5 and P6. Of course, if I do say so myself, I felt that those Red Bulls have been looking stronger and stronger in recent races. particularly Websy and those two trying to get off battling Ferrari at the foot of the table. They still run P9 in the constructors, just 6 points behind McLaren and 15 points behind Mercedes. It's 18 points behind Aston Martin and 19 behind Alpine. So a decent finish, a couple of decent finishes for them, and they could genuinely still see themselves finishing best of the rest, with Williams, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, and Haas running away at the very top of the standings. And to be entirely honest, it almost does feel like a reverse grid of real life in 2021 in terms of these cars. As Fan, Alex, and Ericsson, as well as Courtney Goblin, all enter the pit lane. Yeah, the Red Bulls looking stronger and stronger in recent races as Courtney Goblin pits onto a set of medium tyres. Ericsson also on mediums. Fan out of the pit lane, he's also on those medium tyres. Pope in the lead by 16.5 seconds over Websy. And Dan's up there in third, Lanold in fourth. And BJ still down there in top place, so he has come out in front of Courtney Goblin here, so that's progress. So BJ's next target then being Ericsson in the Alpine, as it was a couple of laps ago. Will Websy come out in front of the Williams driver? That remains to be seen. Pope though with a huge advantage. His next real challenge will be Lucky Lambert, who's currently making his way towards Spoon Curve now. As Pope enters the Casio Triangle for the 12th time. Will he come into the pits this time? He stays out. Websy still running in that second position. Dan in third. Lanold in fourth. Neither one of the AlphaTauris yet. None of the AlphaTauris have pitted yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of them coming this time. Dan staying out. Does Lanold stay out? Yes, he does. So the AlphaTauri trying to go further on those medium tyres that they started the race on. Yellow flag, sector 2. Oh, that's one of the McLarens. And that's Huggy Bear who's gone around. Spun the car at the exit of Spoon, but gets away with it though. Keeps on going, no damage sustained on that McLaren, but he may lose a place to Alvar, who's really coming up close to him. A C110 female fan now. Oh, and there goes Fan around. They may have been contact with Simon Hunter. Oh, and there goes Selway Blaze, who for the second time in 2 races now comes off worse pitting someone. That's a safety car. And Selway Blaze again finding himself coming off worse from contact with another driver who spun on the track in front. Last week in Singapore it was contact with Zach Sherman that brought out that initial safety car, and now it's C110P Fan, and this is just the opportunity that Touchby Pope, Websy, Dan and Xavier Lanold may have been looking for. One can only feel for Selway Blaze, who is the first retirement in this Grand Prix, as he was last week. And Pope now entering the pits. This has been just what he's been waiting for. On to set soft tyres there. He's going to try and take those soft tyres. 13 laps to the finish line. He's away. Websy will know it. We coming into the pits on this lap as well. Yes, he does. Dan in. Now, Will Lanold has to double stack. They were double stacked, so he might lose out a little bit. But I'm thinking that they might just get away with it potentially at AlphaTauri. Oh, it looks like they might just lose out. Wow, that was almost perfectly coordinated from the AlphaTauri team. Lanold down to soft tyres, down to soft tyres. Websy on hards here. That's a bit of a strange choice I didn't really expect. And does BJ get out in front of Lanold? Yes, he does. Well then, with all this, it may be safe to say that things are not looking very good for Selway Blaze's championship. He's already 2 race wins behind, going into today. 50 points the advantage for Lanold over Blaze. But right now, it's looking like curtains for Blaze's championship hopes. There's still a decent amount of races to go. But I think if he gets one more result like this, it might just be over for him for this season. And I believe his wait for a 5th championship. We'll have to wait. So on the safety car here on lap number 14 as Pope catches up to the Aston Martin safety car which we're using this week. Alex in second, Lucky Lambert third, Ferguson fourth. So the top 4 remains unchanged. It's all behind them as to where things have been falling apart. So 19 cars and still remaining in the race here on lap number 14. Still got a decent amount of racing to do. This will be a good opportunity for drivers like JB and Curtis who have dropped back earlier on and now looking to try and close back in. A safety car would have done really well for Blaze there, but unfortunately what went down there went down, and I doubt he's too happy with that. Back to turn 1 then on lap number 15 now, this Grand Prix. I think we may be on the safety car for one more lap, maybe 2, as Courtney Goblin now into the pit lane. We're going on to a set of soft tyres. I personally am still very confused by Webster's decision to go on to hards. I feel like he might be going on to one lap and then pitting onto a set of soft tyres. So we'll have to see what goes on here. But he's going to lose serious track position if he chooses to do that. So have a look then at your current order in the Grand Prix. So it's Pope in the lead then, with Alex in 2nd place and Lucky Lambert in 3rd for Haas. Fergus in 4th place, Websy 5th, Dan in 6th, Ericsson 7th, BJ 8th. Landlord still leading the championship then, he's in 9th place. Fan now down to 10th after that little incident. PJ Khaled in 11th, Sniper Hunter in 12th, Alvar and Luigi Sven 13th and 14th for Ferraris. Courtney Goblin is in 15th, Zach Sherman 16th, Huggy Bear 17th, JB 18th, Curtis 19th, and lastly Sally Blaze, who of course is out of the race. Now, might we get? I felt we won't be getting going without Curtis, so maybe going for one more lap while those two catch back up. Let's have a look at what tyres everyone's on in terms of fresh ones and old ones. No one's done any more than 4 laps because we had the pit stop cycle going midway through that little caution there. Sally Blaze leads the session. I doubt he's too happy with how things transpired there. We come towards the sector 2 split. Will we see a return to racing this lap, or will we have to wait one more? And it doesn't look like we'll be going for the time being. We're going to have to wait another lap here. So I have 11 laps of racing to go then when we get the green flag and get back on the way. And Poland, we're looking to get a good restart. He's in the lead and with fresh soft tyres it will definitely do 11 laps without doubt. It's all down to the rest of the pack behind him as to whether or not they can catch him napping on the restart. Despite the fact he is the one controlling the pace. Right then, so still waiting on Curtis. The 19th and final car to join up to the back of the pack. We'll be able to get back to racing. He's almost closed his way back up here as the rest of the pack make their way towards turn number 11. Through the hairpin they go then. I mean, I'm just waiting now for the race to get back underway. Sniper Hunter gets penalty there. 5 seconds for severe collision with PJ Khaled. So assuming he must have bumped him very slightly because I know what the game's like in terms of collisions under safety car. They take everything as severe. So unfortunately there for Sniper Hunter, but it shouldn't have been sniffing up the inside to have a look how it go at PJ Khaled. Curtis has now joined up to the rear of the pack, and we should get a restart this time. It'll be 11 laps to go then. It'll be Pope showing the way. Landlord back there in 9th, BJ in 8th. And here we go, safety car in this lap. Alex following Pope as the two leaders make their way through. On towards turn number 16. I personally get the feeling that Pope may try and catch Alex napping out of turn 17. Let's come through that corner now. Oh, Alex skiing a little bit there. And Pope pulls away. Getting a really good restart there. He's away. Perhaps not as good as he'd like, but still a couple tenths. Fergus right on the back here as we get back on the way. Yellow flag already. Oh, and that is Alvar. And JB's out of the session as well. Could that be another immediate safety car? Huggy Bear spun 2. Pope got away just fine. Alex, Lucky Lambert in 3rd place. Fergus is all over him here. So JB then out of the race. Yellow flag 6-3. I don't think we'll be seeing a safety car now. But Pope had a brilliant restart. He's almost got a lap. Sorry, almost got a second, sorry, on Alex. Green flag now back out. And around goes Websy in the Red Bull. Off into the gravel at turn 9, coming across the track and just making sure that he doesn't hit anyone. Very smart stuff to get out of the way there from the Red Bull driver. Curtis is gone just behind him now. Websy gets back up to speed. This puts BJ now up into 6th place. And we go on the chase here in order to try and catch Pope before the end of the race. I'll give you the penalty now. As we enter those final 10 laps here, we'll be able to have more of a look at the penalties. So everyone's had 1 penalty so far, for those who have one over the course of today. BJ, PJ, Curtis, Websy, Huggy Bear have all been hit with 3 seconds penalties. Sniper onto that collision with PJ Khaled under the safety car. Now he has 5 seconds still staying. Pope then off the last turn. Sets the fastest lap there, 1 minute 30.5. Brilliant lap then. Lucky Lambert closing in. Alex are trying to close in within that 1 second range. So when the DRS gets enabled on the next lap, when we get to lap number, we'll get to the start of lap number 20. He'll be in a really good position. So lap number 18 in this Grand Prix. And I believe we've got some couple guys dropping back here. Yellow flag, sector 1. And that is Websy who spun out. I believe it may have spun out again. So unfortunate for him there. I believe it. Huggy Bear spun out a bit as well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me, I'm a bit distracted. Yellow flag again, sector 1. Not quite sure what's going on. I think it's all okay though. Not quite. I think it might be the game glitching. And now there is a real yellow flag. Sniper Hunter has just spun out. Meanwhile, back up front, as Sniper Hunter recovers and the Aston Martin gets himself going again. And I believe he has to spun out again, so he's all okay. And here we go. The DRS about to get enabled. Pope has really pulled away to a brilliant advantage there. 2.5 seconds. DRS enabled. And Lucky Lambert using his energy, as is Alex. It's the Haas car closing in. I don't think he is. Come back towards turn 1. Where is BJ? BJ's dropped back massively here. I don't know what's happened. Oh, and there goes Fergus around. And crashing through the barrier as he goes. Puts BJ back onto P9 now. Landlord in P6. Haven't seen much from this race. But he definitely is still there, making his way through the pack. Yellow flag all over the track here, all over the shop. What's going on with the yellow flag so far in this race? Very confused. Zach Sherman gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Personally, I feel like that might be a bit unfair. Not quite sure what's actually happened in terms of what there should be to receive a yellow flag. Nothing is actually going on now. BJ now giving chase to that little train in front of him. PJ, Fan, and Landlord all there. 6th, 7th, 8th, all there to be taken. Lucky Lambert again closing in. as they make their way towards 130R for the 19th time in this Grand Prix. Pope still pulling away, 3.2 seconds the advantage for the Alpine over the Mercedes car behind him. As the Pulse now looks to go head to head with the Mercedes as they make their way back down the main straight. And now there is a yellow flag here, and that's Courtney Goblin who may have spun out. Fergus gets a penalty here as Lucky Lambert looks for the outside, going into one. He's on the grass. Oh, there's contact between the two. No one spinning out, both getting away okay. Lucky Lambert falls back into line. But that could have been catastrophic for both cars there. Fan chasing Landlord here. Remember, he was part of what caused the safety car earlier on in the race. And now here he is, still in 7th place, still fighting the championship leader in an attempt to try and take P6. Curtis passing Luigi Sven for 12th place. But Ferrari should retake that place at the end, considering he doesn't have a penalty. Fergus now up inside the points, having passed BJ there. It's all very chaotic as there goes Curtis up the inside, looking for a move. The Mercedes gets the job done on the exit there. And there goes Luigi Sven now looking to the outside. He'll take away P12. BJ dropping back here big time as they make their way down towards Spoon once again. Fans still chasing Landlord. Lucky Lambert still chasing Alex. Pope chasing nobody except a bigger lead right now. 4.6 seconds the advantage. 7 laps to go here in Japan. As Fan now passing Landlord into 130R. Ooh, and the AlphaTauri hits the back of the Williams car. No damage done to either machine here. Landlord will have the DRS down the main straight here. As will PJ Khaled, as will Zach Sherman. So it's going to get very exciting. Fans are going to sit and duck on this main straight. Landlord looks to the outside, gets the job done for the reach turn 1. So Fan then dropping back now. Still yellow flag in sector 1 in terms of this game glitch. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, and there goes Fan going wide. Fan off the racetrack into the gravel here. And Stevenson P-Fan gets a penalty, a 10-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. Lap number 21 of this Grand Prix then. Landlord being chased by PJ Khaled and Zach Sherman now. They are the next targets. And BJ now down to 15th place. He just made a second stop, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and there goes Snyder Hunter way wide off the track. Luigi Sven jumping back here. He's been Luigi Sven really slow there. I think he may have spun and Spoon. Curtis now gets past Fergus. He's really dropping back all of a sudden. The Mercedes car goes into 9th place. Zach Sherman on the back of PJ Khaled. And I believe there may have been contact there with Landlord just in front. Back down the main straight they come. Zach Sherman's going to be all over the McLaren as they charge towards that first corner. He looks to the outside now. They're both closing on Landlord as they reach turn 1. PJ Khaled holding on and potentially challenging Landlord there. He was looking at it. And Zach Sherman might try to go around the outside here into the S-curve. He's going to stay out of it there. It's Lucky Lambert. Oh, Lucky Lambert's gone off in the Haas. I'm sorry, no. I'm not sure what's happened there. Oh, there he goes again. I never tell if this is the game glitching. Yes, it is. So I'm still not really sure what's going on here. Very confused. It's where he's spiraling into chaos towards the end. Very confusing as to what is happening. Lucky Lambert, I think he may have poor connections by the looks of it. So he's struggling in terms of what we can see and what you can't hear. Pope then still that big lead in first position with 5 laps to go here in Japan. Looks like he's on course for a dominant victory as it stands. Back to turn 1. Lucky Lambert still there in second place. Alex using that DRS to try and close in. Now, will PJ ever go at Salve Landlord off the final turn? He's got a terrible exit out at turn 18, and Zach Sherman might have another go. Down towards turn 1, he's going to look at it, he's there on the inside, he's using his battery. This is going to get exciting. Down towards that first turn they go. No contact between the two. Khaled goes wide. Zach Sherman now up into P7. Oh, we're getting a bit scrolly on the exit there. So Zach Sherman now chasing PJ Khaled. Lucky Lambert keeps having issues. It's BJ sits fast up there. 1 minute 29.999. Very nearly 1 minute 30 on the dot, which would have been very satisfying, I'm sure. C10P fan into the pits as well. They're going to be changing onto soft tyres. Yes, he is. Dan's now up into 3rd place. Excuse me, he's still in 4th there. I believe Lucky Lambert's still in front. Yes, he is. So Dan there, still in 4th, and on course for another good finish. And just to be happy to one of these guys in front. Could finish on the rostrum. We'll have to wait and see here. Alex still chasing Lucky Lambert as they reach 130R. Oh, not the best of exits for the Haas car. Will Alex look around the outside? I don't think he's going to. He might try. Oh, a bit of a skid there from the Haas driver. Alex right on the back from here. Off the final turn. And is he still in front? And Alex has got him this time. Alex takes 2nd place away towards turn 1. And Dan's still right there behind them. And I'm back to 7th here, but he's battling Zach Sherman, trying to go back around the outside. So many men lost the place. But he's got it back now. Oh, and there goes Zach Sherman around. The Aston Martin losing it in turn 2. Gets the car turned around cleanly and gets itself going again, but now outside of the points. Landlord then in 5th place and on course to expand this championship lead even further now by another 10 points. So that gap with 50 points by the looks of things. Unless something happens here in these late stages that should lead to him losing all those points. Curtis now in 6th place. Where did he come from? He's now past PJ Khaled and is looking to try and challenge the championship leader as they make their way back towards Spoon. And Landlord's been disconnected here, so that could be big. The championship leader disconnecting from the race here, but pulling away for some reason. I'm not quite sure what the level is in terms of the AI substitute. Curtis there now all over the back of the AI driver of driving Landlord. Should try and take... Oh, and there goes Landlord off into the pits. Oh no, and that's very unfortunate then for Landlord, whose AI is now choosing to enter the pit lane. So in for a change in front wing, which looks fine to me. He's going to another set of medium tyres, and that's very unfortunate. Then it doesn't look like any of the title runners were gaining points here today. But Speed's up into top place now, so it looks like things are all going to stay the same in terms of the championship up front. As PJ now outside of the points, Landlord outside of the points, and Blaze out of the race as Fan retires from session now. But where did he retire? And there he is then, at the exit of Spoon. Fan now out of the race to come up with just over 2 laps to go. Because in all this chaos, Pope is still leading now by 8 seconds over Alex. And Lucky Lambert there in 3rd place. Dan in 4th. Courtney Goblin gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. In terms of penalties, you have to look at how that impacts things. Courtney Goblin now also retiring from the race. So Dan now still in 4th place there. 2 more laps to go as Landlord now rejoins down in 13th place. And even with BJ's penalty, that won't be enough to gain any more places. So Landlord's race, I'm sure, we're very disappointed there as to what happened. Botany Goblin having left the session. A lap and a half to go here in this Grand Prix. It's still Pope in control, as he has been for the majority of the race. Since taking the lead from Lucky Lambert earlier on. Another yellow flag in Sector 1. Still very unsure as to what's going on here. I think that just about highlights the problems with this year's game, which until I started commentating, I never really saw too many of. But now they are here in plain view, and we do hope that EA will do something about it for the next game. We can only hope for the time being. Regardless though, just over a lap to go now. It's still 8 seconds between Pope and Alex. Here he comes then, around the last corner to start the final lap of the race. Here in Japan, it's been a flawless one, as Landlord once again is disconnecting. Well, I don't really have much impact on him at this point. He's outside of the points. That's not looking good for him. Vito though could try and take P11 off of Luigi's Fen here in the late stages on those soft tyres. One thing's for sure, that safety car definitely playing in Pope's hands, but he could have very easily lost the race lead on that restart. But he managed to hold off Alex and Lucky Lambert behind him, and now is on course to take his second victory of the season after a very excellent drive. Oh, and it's a yellow flag in Sector 3. I'm not quite sure what that's about. I believe BJ and Luigi's Fen may have come together there, maybe in a bit of contact. I'm not entirely sure. It could have been the game glitching again, but regardless, Pope on his way to the checkered flag here with a dominant 8.3 second advantage now. Getting away from Alex in second place. Lucky Lambert still down there in third. Currently considered 16th in the running. So it's been a very long evening here. A lot of things have gone on. Pope weaving down the straight as he makes his way to 100 for the final time. And now in towards the Casio Triangle through 16, 17 and 18. And coming towards the line now to take victory. His second of the season. Tasmin Pope wins here in Japan. It's a nice little Max Verstappen-esque on the line. Alex then will come home to take second place. Lucky Lambert will be home for third, despite it saying 16th. Dan home in fourth. Ericsson in 5th place. Curtis in 6th. PJ Callan in 7th. Websy 8th. Fergus 9th. I do believe I do believe Huggy Bear may just lose out. Oh yeah, he's definitely thinking he may just lose out here. Could Huggy Bear potentially get him in the late stage and try and grab another point? I think, he's definitely lost out because I forgot he got a 3-second penalty there. He'll take the final, Luigi's Fen will take the final points paying place in that case. BJ Van Leeuwen home in 12th. Landlord then after 2 and 3 unfortunately disconnects, comes home in P13. Well then, it's been a very unfortunate race for all 3 of our title contenders. Well then. A very chaotic race, so the perhaps not chaos in the way we wanted it. Everything sort of fell apart in the late stages for a lot of drivers. But it's Pope who comes out on top. And at the moment we'll try and get Pope in for a quick little last moment interview. So here comes Lucky Lambert here, who's technically still considered to have not finished the race, despite crossing the line behind Pope. We'll have to wait until he's crossed the line here in order for the race to be considered over. And he's crossed the line, there's still no change. You have to wait another minute then by the looks of things. I'm under the impression that Lucky Lambert did indeed finish in 3rd place, but due to the game glitching, he is considered to come home in 3rd. So another 40 seconds then, and we'll be able to have a look at things. So your final results then, in terms of this: Pope wins the race, Alex in second, Lucky Lambert third, Dan in fourth, Ericsson fifth, Curtis in sixth place, PJ Khaled seventh, Websy in eighth, Fergus in ninth, and Zach Sherman takes on the final points paying place. Luigi Sven in 11th, Hucky Bed 12th, BJ 13th, Landlord 14th, then Alvar 15th, Sniper Hunter 16th, Connie Goblin 17th, C1 Tim P-Fan 18th, JB Racer 19th, and Subway Blaze in 20th. Those final 4 cars, of course, did not finish the race. So the rest of the pack then were left to fight for the wooden spoon today, as Touchby Pope took victory then. And the game still waiting to finish. I think at this point, the last race call it a day. In the meantime, then I think we will invite Touchby Pope in for a little post-race interview. So just a moment, I'll be able to get him in. So invite him now, and hopefully we'll be able to get a response from him. Yes, here he is.
Good evening.
Hello there, Pope. Well done then on taking that victory in Japan. Well, it's a very chaotic race from where I was sitting. What was the race like on your end?
Bit boring, to be honest. It was nice. I like the track, so it's good. But no, as soon as I got the lead, it was kind of just kind of cruise it, and then obviously safety car spiced it up, which was a bit fun. But apart from that, I just kind of ran off near the end. So.
Alright, in terms of that safety car, do you feel like that played into your hands? Of course, you stayed out until it came out, and then obviously you were able to pit for soft tyres, having started on the mediums and qualifying. So do you think that played into your hands there?
Oh yeah, completely. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I felt like the most exciting thing for your race, at the very least, was you singing in the lobby at the very start, which unfortunately our viewers didn't quite get to see. However, at some point, we will make sure to give you a little concert on the channel at some point. God knows when.
That'd be nice.
But yes, I don't really have much more to say, to be honest. I mean, in terms of what was going on behind you, the race was absolute chaos. And for me personally, I felt like it highlighted a lot of the problems, at least in terms of online racing, that the game has. Because, I mean, obviously we had some drivers with connectivity issues here and there. We had to have the lobby restart.
It's a joke, and hopefully it's all fixed for next game, but I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, we'll definitely hold our tongues for the time being, because we never know what EA's going to do. But regardless, then, well, thank you for attending this little interview here, and congrats for winning the race. And I hope you guys join us. I hope you guys join us next week for the next round of the championship, which, if I just check my calendar here, is being held. It's the US Grand Prix. So how's Austin as a track for you, Pope?
Fucking awful.
Well,
absolutely awful.
Well, that's one way of putting it. All right, well then, that's all cap things. So hope you guys join us next week for the US Grand Prix, Austin, Texas. This time, same time next week, 7 PM on the Zach RC channel. So make sure to join us for that. Thank you guys so much for watching today's stream, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. All right, and we're out.